I'm on a heater, up 12,000 and climbing. This session, I either lock in something real, or I blow it on one hand. I flop trips. 4-9 of hearts on a 4-4 king board. The button is all in on the turn. The pot is massive. I'm holding the 4th 4 and a flush draw. The nuts are right there. In this session, I ran my stack further than I ever have, and I went for it. Okay, so first hand of the session. I'm in the big blind with King Queen of Diamonds. Small blind just calls, and I go ahead and raise it up to 4 big blinds. He calls, and we go heads up. Flop comes 3 Jack King with 2 spades. I've got top pair, decent kicker. He checks. I lead out for value. There's enough draws and weaker kings that'll call me here. He calls. Turn is the 8 of diamonds, pretty much a blank. Heeks again. I fire for value, targeting any jack or draw that picked up equity. He calls again. River is the 2 of hearts, total nothing card. He checks. I size down to keep some bluffs in his range and get called by worse. He folds. Not a huge pot, but I'll take it. A few hands later, I'm in the cutoff with 10-5 offsuit. Under the gun folds, hijack limps in, and I just fold. Nothing to talk about there. Not long after, I pick up ace-jack of hearts under the gun. I open to 7 big blinds, and it folds all the way around to the big blind who calls. Flop is 3 king 10 rainbow. I've got nothing, but I fire a continuation bet to represent the range that should hit that board. He folds right away. Easy one. So this next one gets interesting. I'm in the small blind with 4-9 of hearts. Not exactly a hand I'm excited about. Under the gun raises and the button calls. I call along too, the big blind folds, and 3 of us see the flop. Flop comes 4-4 king with 2 spades. I flop trips! I check, under the gun bets the pot, button calls, and I just call along, keeping the field in and not tipping anything off. Turn is the 3 of diamonds. I check again. Under the gun fires a big bet, the button calls all in, and I call off a huge chunk. I've got the trips and I'm good. River is the 8 of diamonds. Under the gun shows ace queen of diamonds and was drawing. Button shows 6s. I scoop the main pot. That was a big one. Right after, I'm on the button with ace king offsuit. I open, it folds except for under the gun who calls out of position. Flop is queen 3 jack with 2 hearts. I've got nothing yet, but I fire a small bet to stay aggressive and keep the lead. He calls. Turn is the 10 of clubs, and now I've got the open-ended straight draw and Broadway possibilities. I bet again for semi-bluff value, targeting the equity I've picked up. He calls. River pairs the board with the 10 of spades. He checks. I fire a pot-sized bet representing the full range of hands that barreled this board. He folds. Good river. A while later, I'm in the small blind with pocket queens. Button raises after a limp, I 3-bet pot, button calls. Flop is Jack 10 3 rainbow. I've got an overpair, but this board connects with a lot of button hands. I bet 5 big blinds, partly for value, partly to protect against straight draws. He calls. Turn is the 2 of diamonds. I bet 12. He raises big. I call. He shows ace king of clubs. He's got the open-ended straight draw with backdoor flex. River is the king of hearts. He pairs his king and beats my queens. Cooler. Next hand, I'm on the button with Jack 8 of clubs. There's a cutoff limp, I raise to 5, big blind calls, cutoff folds. Flop is 2-10-7, not great. Great for me, I check it back. Turn pairs the 10 and gives me a pair of 10s. Big blind checks, I bet 4 for thin value. He calls. River is the jack of hearts. Now I've got 2 pair. He checks, I bet pot for value. He calls and I take it down. So in the hijack, I pick up 7-6 of hearts. I open, button, and under the gun both call. Flop is 7-8-8. I've got 7s and 8s to pair, but the board is paired. I bet 6 for value. Button folds, under the gun calls. Turn comes the 4 of spades, completing a flush draw. Under the gun leads out full pot. I think for a second and let it go. On a paired board with a flush now out there and a donk lead from someone who checked the flop, that's a tough spot to continue. Next hand, I've got ace-jack offsuit in the small blind. Under the gun raises, I call, big blind folds. Flop is 10-7-9 with 2 spades. A very connected board, and I've got nothing. He bets, I call. Turn is the queen of spades. Now I've picked up a gut shot to the straight, and there's a flush draw on board. I check raise pot representing a made hand or the flush. He calls all in and shows queen ace. He just made top pair. River is the 5 of hearts and he wins. That bluff didn't get there. Few hands later, I'm under the gun with king 4 of clubs. A couple players limp in and I raise. Big blind calls, limpers fold. Flop is queen 10-10 rainbow. I've got the pair of 10s on board, but king high otherwise. I check, he checks. Turn and river both check through. He shows jack 2, nothing. I win at showdown with king high and the pair of 10s. I'll take the free pot. Under the gun again with ace 10 offsuit. It limps around, I raise, and everyone folds. Uncontested pre-flop. Moving on. In the cutoff with king 10 of spades. I open pot, big blind, and hijack both call. Flop is king 2-3 with 2 hearts. I've got top pair. I bet 5 for value and the big blind check raises huge. Hijack folds. I'm sitting here with top pair, top kicker, but that raise on this board from someone who called pre-flop out of position. I just can't put him on a bluff. I fold. This one's rough. I'm in the small blind with ace-jack and 4 players limp in. I raise, big blind calls along with a couple others, and we see the flop multi-way. Flop is 7-6-9 with 2 spades. Completely missed me. I check, everyone checks. Turn is a 3 of hearts, checks around again. River is the 8 of hearts. Now there's a straight possible on board. Everyone checks through and the button shows king 8. River to pair of 8s and takes it. That whole hand just, yeah. Under the gun with ace-jack of clubs. I open, button calls. Flop comes king 9-5 rainbow. I fire out for value, representing the top of my range and targeting any pair or draw. He calls. Turn is the 4 of hearts. I fire again, semi-bluffing and trying to take it down before the river. He calls again. River is the 10 of clubs. I check it back, he checks, and I win at showdown. Probably got lucky he didn't have much either. Last one. I'm in the big blind with queen-jack of spades. It limps, I raise to 5, 1 caller. Flop comes 9 Jack Ace. I've got middle pair. I bet pot on the flop to protect and get value from worse jacks. He calls. Turn is the 2 of clubs. I check. He checks. River is the 9 of diamonds. Now I've got jacks and 9s 2 pair. He checks. I bet pot for value. He raises. And I just fold. On a board with an ace out there and a paired board, that raise on the river from a short-stacked player who called the flop, I'm not seeing a hand I beat there. So I let it go.